I'm Cheral. So today I'll be trying to make a qipao because every time you go for Chinese New Year, your relatives always ask you, how are your grades? How are you doing in life? Are you earning a lot of money? Are you getting married soon? Do you have a boyfriend? And the best way to shut them up is to tell them, look, I made this qipao. And so today we'll be making a qipao. Okay, bye. So originally I wanted to do a two-piece set, but because of time constraints, I end up only making the top part. Maybe I'll do the bottom for next Chinese New Year. So this top is more of a modern take on qipao with the addition of a puff sleeve and cropped length. I also took a bit of inspiration from the traditional qipao by adding piping and bias head detailing. I wanted the pattern to be as bold as possible so as to distract them relatives. I'm also sewing a proper qipao for my sister, but it will not be shown in this video. Hello, it's currently 19th January, Thursday, and Chinese New Year is this Sunday, so that gives me 2 days to make 2 qipao. So wish me luck. Come home, Yo-Yo, please. Come home. Yo-Yo, please.
Yeah.
No. Hey guys! So first off, I downloaded and printed a qipao pattern to modify from. Then I cut out necessary pieces on both the printed fabric and the lining material, making sure to mark the center point and darts. Then I pin and sew the darts before ironing them flat and away from the center front. I also iron on the interfacing for the collar to give it a bit more structure. Place the front smaller pieces right sides together and stitch along the bottom curve. I cut out darts so that it would lay flat after flipping it inside out. Then the same steps were repeated for the front bigger pieces, making sure to only start sewing from the center line. Both the smaller and bigger front pieces were then ironed flat at the seams. I attached the front smaller piece with the back piece at the shoulder seam for both the pattern fabric and the lining. Then I did the same for the front bigger piece as well. The collar was placed right sides together and sewn along the curved edge. It was here that I realized I should have probably cut the lining piece out of the pattern fabric because it would be slightly visible at the end. But moving forward with it, I sandwiched the collar along the neckline and stitched it down. Lastly, finishing the neckline with a top stitch. For the zip part, if you're making a crop top style qipao like I did, it is probably better to use an invisible jacket zipper of a similar color. That way you can completely take it off and wear the top like a jacket. I just used whatever I had here, but I'm planning to replace it later on. When working with zippers on tops that have lining, it is good to sew them on part by part. So first, sew it on the pattern fabric and then later encasing it with the lining. You can also try pinning them in place first, flipping the piece inside out and see if it works before stitching. Then I added piping to the bottom hem to give my top a bit of personality. A basing stitch was sewn along the curved edge of the sleeve piece. Then after you separate the two threads, pull on the bottom thread to ruffle the fabric until the length matches that of the armhole circumference. After attaching the sleeve on, I decided to finish the edge of the sleeve with bias tape and piping. Since I didn't have enough lining material, I left the sleeve without lining. To hide the arm raw edges, I folded the lining over it and hand sew it down. Now it's just finishing touches. I hand sew the frog buttons at the collar front, as well as 3 metal buttons equally spaced apart. Then we are done!